So the updated streaming numbers are in. And to be honest, we can do a lot better. We're going live from the underground. What up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back with another live from the underground. Here we go in on particular topics that happen throughout the week. And today's topic in particular is one that's been trending all over the internet for some time because T-Pain just recently came out to show people exactly what the numbers are for all of the streaming sales. As you can see in the corner right there in the artwork, he's pretty much showing us the per streaming platform, how many streams it takes in order to make $1. And these numbers are wildly different from one platform to the next platform, all dependent on how they conduct their business. You know, like however they feel the actual value of the actual plays and how much they're trying to promote and bring people to their platforms. That's how they determine how to put these types of things into motion. And looking at them, you can tell the ones who are struggling the most to try to rebuild and build an audience and all that stuff, they're paying more than those who already have the platform, those who are already not even really known for doing just straight up music. These individuals, they're trying to do more. Spotify is mad disappointing, but okay. Let's jump it off, man. Let's go through it one at a time, as this platform, as it's pretty much telling you one at a time. So Amazon Music, anybody who's been there, I'm not a big Amazon Music streamer, but it takes 249 streams to make $1. Now, that's actually not terribly bad, you know? I mean, I'm actually kind of okay. I mean, see, that's the thing. We should get it to a much easier place than having to do 250 for $1. But in the grand scheme of things, for there's individuals who's getting hundreds of millions of streams. You dig? Like, are they supposed to get paid out completely? Especially when you see a lot of these people. There's been plenty of articles to come out of people using the system against itself. What's his name? West Coast rapper, white rapper. What's his name? I cannot think of his name. He's been out for quite some time. But his manager got caught pretty much buying streams as they tried to say, you know, we're going to, they allow these individuals to actually, they allow these people to actually police themselves. The music industry ain't really going after people who's faking the funk all the way and getting money that everyone else kind of earned. So, whatever. But so, okay. That's one. Where's the, yes. Amazon Music, 249 streams to make $1. Apple Music, far better. And Apple Music is like becoming a dominant force in the streaming game. You dig? Apple Music, you need only 128 streams to get $1. That's good. That's like the platform of the future for individuals who's trying to get on it because it already has the audience. People are already listening to everything there, and it's not entirely too difficult to get to 128 streams to get to $1. That's not bad. The next one on this list, they didn't put it in a particular order, but we're going to order it by the end of this show. The next one is Tidal Music. 78 streams in order to get $1. Now that's excellent. What's the problem there? Tidal ain't got the audience. That's why the stream level is so low. Like they need us. They need people to come through and bring the audience to them so that they can make more money to actually pay out more. And it would be dope. But I mean, subscription services, man. Paid subscription services are never going to be as big as you want it to be. Now, when they had like the Kanye exclusives and the Jay-Z library exclusives and all that was the best chances to actually build up the platform to getting to the levels in which Spotify and the rest of them are at. Didn't quite happen. So how else could they continue to push this brand? Like they need to do something to continue to push this brand up, to get the numbers up. But it looks as though the streaming game is starting to settle and people are steadily settling in the areas of like Spotify and Apple Music. But let's continue. Napster makes an appearance. And Napster has been trending all over the internet because of this. Like people like, what year is it? Napster? But yes, Napster makes an appearance on this list as Napster is the best of all of them. It only takes 53 streams. It only takes 53 streams in order to get $1 on Napster. That's dope. But no one cares about Napster. Napster had its time, had its run back in 99, 2000 to 2005, somewhere around there when it was illegal to a degree, when nobody really was supposed to be on Napster, but that's where all of the content was getting exchanged and all of the viruses for everybody out there who actually was on Napster, to LimeWire, to all of these. Like, you never could trust anything that you could download off of the Napster, and it would take forever. But they went from getting completely banned, everybody hating it in the music industry, like all these record labels was crapping on it, saying that you guys are going to ruin the music industry as we see it, to now they're paying the artists more money than any of the other streaming services out there. Ain't that something? Like Napster has gone full circle from the evil villain that was dismantling the music industry to now, setting up a standard that people are hoping that this could be where it could go. Like to get $1 off of 53 streams, oh my goodness. The amount of money that I would have if Napster was like YouTube, that's amazing. But that seems to be a pipe dream. That's unsustainable. And that's something that Napster is pushing to get more people involved. But that number's going to go up if more people actually do go to Napster, and I don't think they will. Deezer's not bad. 156 to make $1, which is less than, say, Apple Music. Less than Tidal, less than Napster. But I don't know anybody who does Deezer. Do you guys know anybody who does Deezer? I'm not a huge fan. Pandora is another one of those that I feel as though it peaked and it did its thing back when, what was they doing? When they had their own playlists and things of that nature. Pandora was doing really well for itself for a nice little minute, but now not so much. Pandora is a casualty of the streaming wars at this moment, I would believe. So, it is what it is. But they still look like they still going they're going to continue to go. They'll probably reinvent themselves, but I don't think they won this streaming war. But 752 streams to get $1, that's a bit on the high end there. That's a lot on the high end, actually. Like, that's actually the second most. And that's frustrating for a lot of content creators to see. I got like so many underground artists, man. They see maybe 750 streams per song. So they only got like $1 to show for all of the work that it took in order to get onto the platforms. It costs more to get onto the platforms and building your own audience around it than it does to actually, like, it costs more to get on it than to actually make money off of it, if that makes any sense to you guys. But the absolute most, and this does not shock me in the slightest, you got YouTube Music. 1,250 streams before you get to $1. YouTube be getting over on people, dude. Let's keep that 1,000. YouTube gets over on streamers and everybody as a whole because there's no reason for YouTube, this massive, about $1 trillion company, to be hitting people in the head for 1,250 streams. Now, given they know the streaming business more than most, they really focus in on videos and things of that nature, so they've got automated to a degree where they understand where their profit margins are and exactly how much they can take advantage of content creators and people of that nature. That's what YouTube Music does easily. The cheapest of them all. And it frustrates me to no end. But this is how YouTube does everything, to be real. Because they have the platform, because they know people are coming to us to watch the videos. People are coming here regardless of how many you get. And there's, like, I forget it. I think it's like 20 billion minutes worth of content being uploaded every hour or so on YouTube Music. So if they were to drop not YouTube Music, but on YouTube in general. So if they were to drop the numbers, people would be running it up. And I'm not entirely sure, and I'm pretty sure YouTube, even though they're getting massive amount of advertisement revenue from all areas, we don't know exactly where it all comes together. Like, they're getting a massive amount of ad revenue, yes. But are they making enough ad revenue in order to cover as many people that are posting stuff? This is information that we will never know. But I know that they can do better than 1,250 streams to get $1. I know that's for a fact. If Spotify, a free network as we're seeing the last one here, which is 315 streams to make $1. If Spotify, who's a free service, they do have paid subscriptions that people do subscribe to. I know a few people who do those. But if Spotify is doing 315, where there was a moment there where many of us was thinking that Spotify may not survive. Many of us was thinking that Apple Music was really going to take Spotify all the way out. There was many of us in the industry that was thinking that, because Spotify wasn't getting all of the they wasn't getting the royalties. They wasn't getting the agreements with the labels in order to put out the music like they was putting out there, and they had to do that in order to and they needed to go platinum. They needed to go public on the stock exchange, and they needed to get all of this right in order to go public. And if they didn't, all of the money that people were pouring into Spotify, pouring a lot of money into it because it was still somewhat of a startup. It wasn't like profitable. I'm not even entirely sure how profitable Spotify is right now. But it seems like everything is going a lot smoother for them and they're doing well. And if they can do 315 streams to get to $1, YouTube Music could at least do 500. You feel me? Like, YouTube is clearly getting over. YouTube is clearly getting over on people. But let's look at them. Let's rate these. Let's rate these individual joints from payout per stream. YouTube at number 9, they are paying 0.00069 per stream. And like I said, they are ripping people clean off because they have the ability to do much better than that. Number 8 would be Pandora, who's paying 0.00133 per stream. And I mean, I think that's them. They're just not competitive. You feel me? I don't believe they will ever be competitive because their time has come and gone until they rebrand themselves and ultimately decide to compete or try to do something different. The streaming platform, Pandora and all that stuff may end up getting bought out by somebody. It wouldn't shock me. Number 7, paying at 0.00402 is Amazon Music per stream. And they're just not competitive like that. I don't know how many people actually go through Amazon Music. And thank God, to be real, like, I would not want to see Amazon become a monopoly on everything involved. Yes, they have a music platform, but that's not where people go for music. People go to Amazon for shopping. They pretty much knocked out eBay and all of them out the park. This is where you get some of the best deals and stuff out there on the internet. Like, that's cool. You guys, like, you never want to see one company, no matter how massive, like Amazon, $1 trillion company, no matter how massive they are, you do not want them to have a monopoly or be the complete dominant force in a lot of different areas in life. Even though they offering better prices than YouTube, Pandora, I don't think Amazon is really going to catch on. Number 6. 0.00437, very disappointing, Spotify, who is ultimately a league winner, not a league winner, but they are like a dominant force in the streaming service. They may be the number 1 streaming service out there in the world. They are paying the number 6 most for individuals to post anything on there. It seems to be a decent balance, though. Like, I mean, they got the audience and they're not paying you the worst. There's a reason why Spotify is becoming a super dominant force, and it's just ease of access. It's what they were known for, the exclusives and everything of that nature. Spotify is still doing their thing today. That's where you get most of the new music and stuff, like off the rip, without having to pay a service fee. It's super convenient. I think it's the best app, but they can do better than being the 6 on this list. They can do much better than that. Number 5, with 0.00640 cents per stream, Deezer. Again, I don't know much about Deezer. I'm not part of it. And they're paying a bunch more than Spotify. Like Like, man, they're actually, like, in terms of, say, cryptocurrency, you did, like, it's a big jump from 0.004 to 0.006. There's a lot of good money being made in cryptocurrencies with that amount of space. If you jump up that much, that's pretty good money. But I don't know much about them. It is what it is. Number 4 with 0.00676 cents per stream, Google Play, which that's cool. I mean, I've used Google Play a few times before. It's not my go-to, not my absolute favorite. And the way the like the usability of the apps or how to go through it, it's not that difficult, but it's just not the go-to. But they pay pretty good. They play pretty good. I see a lot of people promoting the Google Plays with the have you seen the like artists will have a list of all the places where the music is at, and all you got to do is click on the links and you go there. I forget the actual name of this, and I see a bunch of people use Google Play, but not a ton. Not everybody is using Google Play. But with that number right there, I would like to see more people actually incorporate Google Play. That's actually pretty solid. Number 3, with 0.00735, you got Apple Music. Top 3. Now that's good. That's good stuff. Top 3. Oh, hold up. My computer's acting up. There we go. Top 3 Apple Music. They have the foundation. They have the audience. We all know that Apple people going to stick with Apple no matter what. They have all the subscriptions. They're going to keep buying the same music over and over and over because Apple keeps changing on them and they don't care. They got money because they're the tech hippies. They're just going to do it because that's how they feel. That's the cool thing that they feel they need to do. Oh, the new Apple was coming out. I now got to rebuy all of my music, and because my music library isn't going to transition over. How many times I've heard that over the years? It frustrates me because I'll never be an Apple person. I don't care because you limit everything way too much. You did. I'm one. Yes, a lot of people like the clown. Anybody who's not part of the Apple and all of that stuff, dude. Like, I like Android. Why do I like Android? Because it gives you the ability to customize. It gives you the ability to actually take your own tracks. It gives you the ability to do everything that you want to do and not be limited by what Apple says you should do. See, Apple is cool because they will, when they update your phone, when they update everything that you're doing, then they'll update you, then they'll take off everything on your phone that wasn't needed from the update. So therefore, all of your space is still intact. But when you go into the PC, Android, and all that stuff, when they update your stuff, it's on you to get everything else off of that joint so that your space don't just completely fill up. And that's the problem with a lot of people. A lot of people do not maintain the stuff well, from the phones to the computers to all of the, man, I take my time with all of like my computer to my phone to all of that. I only put on there a certain amount of stuff so that my memory can be, so that I got enough memory that my computer doesn't crash. And then from time to time, I will clean it out. I'll open up my computer, use the, what's it called? The electronic dusters, like compressed gas. You use that, you blow into your get all the dust and everything up out your computer when it starts sounding super loud. And then when you got your phones and all that stuff, man, you gotta constantly be deleting the apps and stuff that you're not using. Constantly like use the like constantly compress and like delete everything that you're not using, compress the memory, compress everything so that you always have the space and continue to move forward. But eventually your phones and devices of that nature is going to fail you. Like that's just how they build them, especially Androids and stuff. But Apple and Apple Music, how they go about it, they simplify it so that for people who aren't super techie, who aren't trying to maintain the devices, those people can actually, you can actually live to a degree. I'm one of those guys that like to know everything that there is to go about all the stuff that I changed my own tires on my car. I fixed so much stuff on my car because I changed my lights, I changed my oil, I changed my fuses. Like I do all this kind of stuff on everything that I do. I like to know and I like to work with all of this stuff. Not everybody is like me, so that's why Apple Music is always going to be a hit. It's why Apple Music is a great investment on putting your music on there. It's still somewhat limited in comparison to Spotify because Spotify is free. So more people will always be on Spotify, but yet Spotify is number 6, and you're not, and it's more, and they can do better because I hear advertisements. The advertisements on Spotify is getting better and better and better and more. They're throwing in way too many ads. Have you guys noticed that as of recently? Like the Spotify ads are ridiculous at this point in time. But we're going to have to wrap this up really quickly. People hitting me up. So, number 2 would be Tidal with 0.01250 cents per stream. Now, this is to be expected. You feel me? Like, Tidal is a struggling provider. They honestly are trying to establish themselves. They've been trying to establish themselves. And the fact that they keep changing ownerships and the exclusives that they had really aren't the exclusives that's going to maintain. You feel me? Like, all of that is to be expected. You're going to get paid more when you... It's like in stocks. You feel me? The earlier you get invested in a stock before it takes off and all of that stuff, before people see any particular value in it. Hold on for 1 second. No. We're going to finish this up right quick. And the number one streaming service out there in terms of getting paid was clearly Napster with 0.01900 per stream, which is great. But yet Napster is just another one of those that, you know, one of one, it is what it is. The streaming service that is trying to come back, but they won't most likely. Like all of this promotion that they're getting on social media right now, offer per stream, that's good for them. Maybe more people will try to get invested in them to actually build it up. But one, this amount of money per stream is unfeasible. It's not maintainable. That's going to go up. That's definitely going to go up. But then on top of that, man, people blowing me up, bro. But okay, that's going to go up is unattainable, is unfeasible, but it's nice to see. But they're doing that in order to try to rebuild the reputation, to try to get back into the whole music game. But it seems as though Apple Music, Spotify, sewn this thing up. You did. Tidal is a distant three. But you got Amazon and YouTube trying to round that out. But that's where it's at. And I don't think that's really going to change like that. You dig? Like, I think the streaming wars is starting to come to an end. Like, people have selected who they're going to listen to, what music they're going to listen to. And unless something massively changes, something big changes, you dig? I don't see much like affecting this. But it's all good information. Keep in mind, these things, they change from time to time. These streaming numbers were not the same as when they first released. Like they've been releasing streaming numbers for like year in, year out, and these numbers continuously change. Much like how YouTube do it, things will constantly change as we go, and we will see how things continue to go. But as of now, man, I recommend people just stick with what you know best. I mean, Apple Music is a great place. Apple Music, Spotify, those are like the key ones that I feel you have to be on. The rest of them, they not really paying too much, and all the other ones, they don't really have the networking like that. If you got your own network, your own people coming to you, like if you like say Mr. Beast or something like that, and you got like 50 million people that follow you, no matter where you go, from platform to platform, go ahead, take your talents to Napster, dog. Take your talents to Tidal. Take your talents somewhere where they're going to pay you a lot of money, because you deserve it. You got the audience already. You'll have the positioning. You'll have the power. But for most of us who's trying to establish ourselves and use the best platforms to continue to build up, Spotify, Apple Music, that's where you need to go. But I appreciate everybody who came through, man. I got to go ahead and wrap this thing on up. I try to do one of these every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, usually for like a review or so. Maybe Fridays, not so much for the weekends, but we'll see. And I mean, I'm doing it real lightly, touch and go for like the rest of this year and going into next year, because a bunch of stuff is going on, but it is what it is. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Everybody have a nice night. Y'all be good.